my name is Kamran Arabi-Barnes, and I'm going to be talking about the Word document today, which comes in the Microsoft Office. This is for class Management 4618 with Dr. Martin. And I just wanted to let you guys know here where I'm getting all this information from, so what tools we're going to be utilizing, etc. So I just want to show you real quick. This is the WordPress here. This is my page, mypage22, wordpress.com. This is where I have some posts, some things you can check out. I have my Gantt chart that I did from a previous, I think it was about 2 or 3 quarters ago with Dr. Martin, which felt blessed to have him as a professor. It's been great, and some other little things here and there. So WordPress is a great little tool to use. I highly recommend it. Now, going into SourceForge, this is the place to find anything you need, some free open source type programs. I highly recommend going in here and just scouting out what's available, trying things out, seeing if there's any hiccups in anything, seeing what works and what doesn't work, and it's a great tool that you can go find something great, go to your employer, say, hey, I found this great tool, it's free, what do you guys think? And they may love it or they may hate it, but still, it's worth a shot. I would highly recommend the Gantt chart. That is my all-time favorite. I was going to do this project on the Gantt project again, but I decided that I wanted to do something else. So that's just a quick rundown of that. Where to get this is at sourceforge.net. Everything is free and it is available to the public. So let's go ahead and move along with our presentation. So I'm going to be talking to you guys today about Word. I'm going to be letting you know how this thing functions in business, some of the key tools, the tricks of the trade. I have 15 minutes, so I'm going to try and brush through as much as possible, but still cover enough to kind of give you a rundown in case you need to use it immediately for the basic beginner here. So I started out with a cover page. Now where I found this was I went into my home, my insert, my cover page, and popped out with a template. I chose this template here just randomly, and so that's what our cover page looks like. Now for the Word, it'll show you which page you're at. So right now we're at page 2 of 2. Okay, we have a maximum of 40 words. So right now we're going to do a little paper on the science department. So these are just some testing things that I've done here. I want to show you a little bit about some of the home tabs. I'm going to try and spend a few minutes on each of these tabs, and I'm hoping I'll get through everything. So here we go. This is the science department, is a work in progress. Now let's say that I wanted to go ahead and change this font here. I don't like that. I can just highlight it, go in and select whichever font I want, and boom, it automatically changes. Well, what if I, want to change all of it? Well, just highlight the whole thing, and it'll come in here and hit times, bam. And then also you can go in and change the size as well. So if we want 12, 13, 26, usually standard, 12. 12 is pretty standard as far as I'm concerned. With any type of projects or papers that you're going to be writing, it's going to be either times Arial at 12. Most times what I'll do is I'll hit this at a little bit bigger, and just to kind of get that pop. Now how I got this over to the middle section was this center text button, which I can also change, put it all the way back to where our margins are at. Now these are where our margins will be. We can change these if need be. I wouldn't really recommend it unless maybe you're working on a resume and you just need to fill up as much information as you can on this paper without going over. Again, I'd still be hesitant of doing that because this just gives it a clean-cut look. So if you want to change that again, you can just pop it over there or over there. So I just want to show you that. Another quick little thing here. See how this is highlighted? Now, in case you don't want to actually highlight the paper itself, you can just go over here and select whatever type of highlight we need so that that part pops out. Of course, you don't want to go black on black. It's kind of a given. So let's just go with yellow. That didn't take. So let's hit the yellow here. Okay. Alright, so now let's go into insert. well, let me show you actually how I did this. So what this is you basically come up here into your bullet points, and these are your bullet library here. I usually like to use this one or this one, but I was daring and spontaneous today, so I did the check. And what you basically do is you just right there, you right click, and you hit enter, and it'll go down to the next one. And let's just type lab coats. Okay, now just hit backspace if I didn't want it, and it'll line me back up there. So let's go to insert. Let's just say you want put a chart in there. So we can go ahead and pick from all the different charts here. You can see there's quite a few, and even when you pick them, you come over here and do that. So let's just go ahead and pick that guy. And this is going to be the Excel spreadsheet. So let's just say that for right now, that's what it's going to be. So this is going to be our insert here, and you can drag it, move it around to wherever you need. Get your paper like that little extra edge if you're trying to present something, or you're trying to get your message across to whoever it is. Let's see if we can hit that backspace. That's what I love about this. Another go to utilities, hit that backspace, in case, or you can go front. You see how I moved it slightly to the right? Well, I didn't really like that. I tried moving it back. Couldn't get it to move back, so when I hit the backspace, boom. So that's a great another tool. I'll show you how it's used again. So let's say lab coats. Oops, I do want lab coats. Back, forward, back. Great tool to use. So you have all these up here. You have pictures that you can pull off your computer, they're red. You have tables that you can insert. You have smart art, screenshots, which comes in really great handy actually using screenshots for school. In case you have something and you see something and you want to have a screenshot of it because you need to reference it in the future. It's a great tool to use. Hyperlinks, you can add hyperlinks at any time. Another great tool to use, which I highly recommend if you are writing a resume, is to use a header. Now we can insert a header. Let's make sure. Yeah. So let's just pop a header in here. Let's just. Oh, that's not even my name. Alright. I'm going to take these out. So that's our header now. And it seals it. So that should be on every page going forward. Okay. So another one, you can put a footer as well. You can page number it. Top page. Alright. And some other things that you can use are symbols. This is great, like if you need to use an arrow, like let's say you're writing something down here. Let's see here. So, addition leads to subtraction, which leads to. Now I'm just kind of making this up as we go along. But just so you can get the idea, so if you're taking notes, you can kind of give like a linear path of where it's headed, and that's a great little tool that I like. Equations also. If you need any type of equations in here, there you go. And if you need more, bam. Alright, so page layout. So here we can go into themes and we can change the different themes however we want, if you want color, certain font and whatnot, and they will stay consistent with the rest of your paper. Another thing here is your margins, which we talked about earlier. So this is what I normally keep as the 1-inch margins. Like I said, if you really need to get that space, the extra space, go ahead and hit that, get the 0.5 in there, that's what it's there for. If you need the mirrored, this is a nice tool to use. So, orientation, you have the size, we have columns, so we can split them up into different columns. We don't want the whole thing in one column. We can go 2, 3, left, right. We can do line breaks, line numbers. We can do watermarks, indents, spacings, and some other tools along here to align. And preferences. So if you need to add a table of contents, you don't want to like write it out, type it out specifically, each individual content, you can just go through here, choose which template you like, and it'll enter it in for you, and you have your table of contents. It works great if you're writing, a big paper. So that's a great little tool. Insert citation, so you can add a source. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that out. So you type a book. Let's do that. Book, author, let's say. I don't know the year, I'm going to guess the year. Don't know the city, but let's go with the example Chicago. And let's see what shows up. So, it entered it here. I think that's because that's where my, you know what? Kind of didn't go through properly. I apologize. Let's try that answer. So there we go, early 1980. So it can insert your citation. So if you're citing something, maybe doing a project or something, you can just go into there, hit that citation, and it'll insert it, as you're typing along if you need to quote something specifically. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that out because we're not going to need it today. It's just something I wanted to show you. Insert caption, and let's see here, mark entry, mark citation, mailing, envelopes, you have labels, the start, middle, merge, select recipients, review. So we can do, this is probably the most important function on Word, I can't stress this enough, is doing a spelling and grammar check. I know most of us think that we have that down, but it's a good idea to do. So obviously it's going to go through and it's going to ask you, this doesn't look right, what do you want to do about it? You can ignore once. After you review it, you can ignore all if you have it in multiple different sections. So let's say I have this 7 or 8 times, then I know that that's the way I want to keep it. I would just hit ignore all. But since I only have it once, I'm just going to hit ignore once. Now it has XXX. I put that up for the fax number on our cover page. I'm just going to ignore that as well. Ignore that one. So very human. It has that because I don't have a space. It's suggesting that I put a space. So you know what? I think I'll just go ahead and change it. Alright, we'll hit the change. Arabi-Barnes. It doesn't think that my name is proper. Let's go ahead and ignore that. So that is complete. So it completes your spell check. Now, of course, if you have much more, it's going to go through each and everything. So I'll show you real quickly where it went through. So this very human, this was together. All X's here changed. My last name it asked me about every single time. And also the addition, subtraction, division, multiplication it asked me about as well. Also, great feature if you want to highlight this and go into translate. So we can translate a document, send this over the internet, and get a machine translation service. Languages, okay, you have your language preferences. Let's see. Let's go into view here. So full screen reading, you can see it'll go. So you have screens 1 through 2 and 3, and you can just kind of view where you're at. This is a great tool to use if you're working on your resume and you want to see what it looks like in a presentation form. Side by side, this would probably be your best bet. And just to get out of here, you just hit the close button and it'll go back. So that's another tool that you can use. Quick tool. We have web layout, outline, draft. I'm going to try and wrap it up here because I'm running out of time. So that's basically everything. I want to show you the probably most important thing to do. Hit File, Save As, and hit it wherever you want. Let's do it on our desktop. So that's it. And you can always hit Control S to just keep saving, Control S, whenever you want.